a really big story that pretty much left me speechless, which doesn't happen very often.
Scared. And it's okay to be scared driving. And I just looked at Joanne, my wife, and I was like, something's just gone really badly wrong. You're gonna go and have emergency spinal surgery. My lower spine punctured like full force and smacked straight into my spinal cord, essentially crushing all the nerves in my spine. Literally no more markers on your infection levels because it's that bad. The thing that was scaring me the most was that I felt like I was going to die in the hospital, and the worst thing was I was thinking I'm completely on my own. I had probably about 6 or 7 months of learning to walk again. There's no one here. I can't see anyone.
Hey everyone, we're live. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Call Your Mother with the one and only Jay and Jane Gallagher.
Yeah, Mom.
Wasn't that?
So yes, we are going to speak at great length to, well, I called him a demigod. I don't know, I just fell into like my Moana thing where I could just what was his name? I can't even think of it. And he was singing Yo.
Yeah, what is his? I don't know. I don't remember his name, but what's it? Jason Momoa played him.
Groomer, they'll tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Jane Holberry today, but before we do so, let's talk about our favorite squad. You know who it is, Foxy Roxy. They are still enchanted. They are still foresty. They are enchanted forest that I now wish to dwell in. And because they love us so much, they are, giving any of our listeners 20% off with what code, Jay?
Code Call Your Mom 20. If you go at checkout, type in code Call Your Mom 20. Okay, you are going to get 20% off this enchanted shear. You can get the whole set, or you can just get one of the shears. So exciting. Hey, yes. Saying hi to everyone in the chat. They're so worth it, you guys. I've been using them like literally every day since I got them. I love the crane neck design. The crane neck is perfect for if you're trying to get your scissor game better. And I heard it also helps carpal tunnel. Oh, hey, Panda. Hey, beautiful souls.
I see my girl, Joanne Holberry, in the chat. She is the most beautiful wife of Jane, so I'm so glad that she's here to join us because she will be mentioned quite a few times during this chat that we're going to have. And so let me start out by saying I have often said in jest that I never want to stop grooming until Jesus himself comes and smites me down and says, you now must stop grooming. Now, like I said, I've said that in jest. But what happens when you are smited down and suddenly you find yourself kind of like knocked right off your axis?
That's why I don't go to church.
Because you are just going about your business and suddenly you are faced with a lot of stuff that puts everything at risk. Yourself, your business, your future, your present. What do you do? And I think that's the segue where we invite our boy James to come in.
Ooh, yes. Okay, we'll invite him. So let's go and I'll send him the link here. But yeah, that is a really, he's on standby, so he'll be coming in just a second here. And yeah, I mean, that is a really scary thought because people don't realize that we rely so heavily on our bodies to function.
Yeah.
That if one day they just don't, or something happens where we can't just groom, then that can really change everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I joke with myself about it, like, oh, I just want to keel over right at my table, which I don't want to keel over at all. But also, it's such an intense profession that I don't ever think, number one, I don't think we allow ourselves to have that thought process. Second of all, there's no time to do so. You are working at such a high octane, um, you know, uh, pace that who would even entertain that? But I think that after this, you're going to be thinking real hard about number one, how lucky you are, and number two, like, holy crap, like in a second can change.
Yeah. Yeah, they really can. Wait, do we got
Yes.
James here?
I think I'm here. I can't see anything, but I'm here.
Hello.
Have you connected here? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we were just giving the intro here for you. Jane, were you in the middle of thought? What were you saying? I just had him come in when you're in the middle of your sentence.
No, I'm done. I'm not important here. I get it. No, I'm kidding. Jamesy, how are you?
Doing okay. How are you guys?
We're doing great. It's just so wonderful to you on here because met a couple met a couple of years ago, and the conversation that we had was something that was like emblazoned on my brain because your presence and your persona is one of very positive, very professional, very successful, very warm and welcoming. But behind that is a really big story that pretty much left me speechless, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So I would like to go back to COVID-ish, like kind of COVID time.
Yeah, 2020. It was June 2020 when everything kind of went south. Yeah.
And I'm going to let you take over, but if I remember the story at all, you didn't really think that you injured yourself, right? Like you either lifted a dog or something very like benign happened.
Yeah.
And that just dominoed into a real serious situation. So take it away, James. I think that this is something really important.
Yeah. Down. I was in the salon one day, and I'll never forget the two dogs that were in because I had two red setters. They were big dogs, and I decided to pick one of them up and put them on the table, which obviously we shouldn't do, but I did.
Yeah, yeah, I may do it all the time too, not thinking.
We all do it, don't we?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I felt a little bit of a twinge, like in my back, but I didn't really think anything of it. And then, like, a couple of days kind of went by, and this pain just like it got so intense in like my lower spine. I was like, something's really not right.
Yeah.
So I rang up the doctors, and it was COVID, so we couldn't obviously see anyone. We couldn't go to the doctors.
Oh yeah, you're right,
so to speak. So we were just kind of like, deal with it.
Yeah.
So they gave me loads of painkillers, and it's bad when the strongest painkillers just like do nothing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So they kept saying that I had sciatica, and I was like, this isn't sciatica. This is intense. And it got to a point where like I was in bed, and I couldn't lay down. I couldn't lay on the side. I couldn't sit. The only way I could be like a little bit pain free was by standing up. So I went for like 2 nights without sleeping, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the worst. Agonizing pain where you can't sleep. That's terrible.
Yeah, and everything just kind of snowballs, and everything gets worse. And we were driving. We had to go into town to pick a couple of bits up, and I was driving, and I just looked at Joanne, my wife, and I was like, something's just gone really badly wrong in my spine. Like I can feel something's not right. So anyway, we managed to get home, and I'm a mummy's boy, right?
Yeah.
I called my mum because she used to be a nurse. I was like, something's really not right.
We'll always call your mother. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. She knows everything. She's always right, apparently. Um, but yeah, so like Joanne took me to A&E, and yeah, it just kind of went from bad to worse, really. I was on my own, because Joanne wasn't allowed into the hospital because of COVID again. Um, and I kind of had to like be propped up against a wall because I couldn't sit or lay down or anything. And basically within sort of 8 hours, I was admitted. I was on a ward, and a nurse came over to me like in the middle of the night and said, "You're going to another hospital." I was like, "Well, why?" And she said, "You're gonna go and have emergency spinal surgery." So basically, what had happened is that the disc in my lower spine, the L4-5, which is like right at the base of your spine,
Yeah.
had it punctured, like it had gone forward. So normally when a disc bulge, it just kind of bulges a little bit left, right, that kind of thing. Well,
Yeah.
mine went full force and smacked straight into my spinal cord. So
Wow.
it was essentially crushing all the nerves in my spinal cord. So I had the surgery, and this is a long story, but
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
so
this is something relatable though, because I have issues right now, like with my lower back too, and I'm going to a chiropractor. It's pinching a nerve, and part of my one of my
yeah,
feet were starting to go a little numb, and they said it's from like your lower, like it might have been L5. I can't remember which one it was, but
yeah,
that's like it must
yeah.
be something where how we like lift dogs or something for years and years, maybe like that.
It's crazy. I mean, it terrified me. I mean, I was in tears when they told me I was going for this like emergency surgery and stuff. And the conversation I had with the surgeon, like when he came in, he basically just said, "Look, I'll kind of level with you. This is either going to work, or you're going to wake up and you'll need a wheelchair." And I was like,
Wow,
okay, yeah.
it's crazy.
So anyway, I had the surgery, and everything kind of started off well. The recovery started going okay, and then like I can't remember the dates and stuff and like how long things were, but after like a month or something, like everything just started kind of regressing. So they kept giving me more and more medication to try and manage the pain. And I think at one point I was on something like 14 different medications for pain during the day. Like two different types of morphine, diazepam. I was like, literally, they were throwing everything at me.
Yeah, just
Gabapentin as well. Yeah, they were just literally like feeding me with all these drugs, and I just completely lost the power in my legs. I couldn't walk. I completely lost the ability to walk. I had like a dropped foot, so like my foot was just dragging on the floor.
that's literally happening
So
to me right
long,
now. This is happening to me. You're
yeah.
scaring
So
me.
drop foot is like serious. Like if you're getting drop foot, or if you feel like your foot's heavy, you need to get checked out straight away. But it
Okay,
took me
yeah.
about like I'd say probably about 6 or 7 months of learning to walk again on crutches. By
Wow.
the time everything kind of settled down, it turned out a lot of the medications I was on, well, at least three of them I was allergic to. So they were basically, I was in and out of hospital. And it was kind of terrifying because, again, it was still COVID. And like, I remember Joanne FaceTimed me and she was like, are you okay? I said, no, I'm really, really not. I said, I'm not. I was scared, and it's okay to be scared, I guess. But the thing that was scaring me the most was that I felt like I was going to die in the hospital, and the worst thing was I was thinking I'm completely on my own. Like there is no one here, I can't see anyone, and I was just terrified.
Yeah.
Because I was getting infections. It was all going south. Anyway, I ended up getting sent to a different hospital, and they kind of worked everything out and figured it all out, adjusted all the meds, everything like that. And within 24 hours of being in this hospital after so many months, I was ordering a McDonald's on Uber Eats because I just completely changed. So
Wow.
yeah, and
James,
then
I also remember you showed me a video of how you
mm,
were being affected by the
yeah,
medications that they were giving you, and like your arm was
yeah,
up in the air involuntarily while you were trying to
yeah,
sleep. And um, that was one. You'll have to tell us about some of those reactions that you had. But
yeah.
I also would like to know what was the final straw where Joanne basically picketed outside of the hospital to get you out. Like, what
Yeah,
really was when she said, "This is my husband, and I don't care what you're doing, he's coming with me." And she had to like stand firm and like,
yeah.
tear that house down.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was insane, to be honest. So like I said about the reactions, like they were being caused by my nerves and the drug interactions and things. Like I was having involuntary body spasms. My arms were moving everywhere. My legs were kicking all over the place. My eyes were going. I was having seizures. It was madness. And the hospital that I was
Wow.
in were essentially saying like, "You're making it up." So I was like, "Oh, right, okay." So I mean, you've met Joanne, Jane, and you know that she's not backwards in coming forwards. And
Right.
she's like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. Like, this is insane." So it kind of all started when I had a seizure in the hospital, and they tried to put a cannula in my arm whilst I was having a seizure, and I woke up and it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was just there was blood everywhere. It was disgusting. And then obviously I didn't have use of my lower body, shall we say, and so I was catheterized. I
Yeah.
ended up they didn't change the catheter for like, well, it was I messaged Joanne and I said, look, this bag's full and I'm starting to feel really not good. And they
Yeah, that's
left it for six
dangerous.
hours. Yeah, they left it for 6 hours.
Th-
So I ended up getting like a crazy infection. The
Oh my
nurse who
God.
yeah.
found me was like, he said, I've there's literally no more markers on your infection levels because it's that bad, you know. So eventually Joanne just said, I'm not doing this anymore, and she sat outside the hospital door all day until she could get hold of the nurses. And basically, yeah, she stood her ground, and we managed to get a move to a different hospital. And that's when it all kind of started to get a lot better. So yeah, it was an intense year to say the least.
Yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, and so then once they did a surgery and got like the pressure relieved off of the nerves, and then that brought back
Yeah,
your like ability to walk. Obviously you couldn't just get up and walk, but like your ability to like be able to like walk again. Like, and you had to like because your
yeah.
muscles, I'm
So
assuming,
the
atrophied.
the pain, the immediate pain was like gone. So that was released kind of straight away. But because it had been left for quite a while, and this is why I always say to people, look after your back, look after your spine. You know,
Yeah.
don't just kind of laugh it off and say, "Oh, I'll just take some painkillers and everything will be fine." Seriously, pay attention to it because I was left for so long without any treatment. I've been left with irreversible nerve damage down my left leg. Excuse me, and so I've got no feeling from like below my knee down my calf and into my left foot. There's literally nothing there. I can still move it, but like if I want to move my foot down, it goes up, and if I want to move it up, it'll go down because the messages from my brain are basically just not traveling down. It's like a
Yeah.
highway, so it goes down and then back up, and they're going down, and the messages aren't going back up. But yeah, that's like irreversible.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's scary. That's terrifying, like not being able to feel or yeah, like it's yeah, it happened to me. I mean, I think I was starting to get to your point. This is so crazy that this is the story. I didn't know that because I literally have been going to a chiropractor and I'm starting to get I can feeling like I part of my foot was going numb and I didn't know what it was and then
yeah,
they said it was one of my thing in there. So like it doesn't hopefully I don't like need a surgery. Obviously it didn't get as bad as you, but this clearly is something
yeah,
that is happening to dog groomers. That's insane.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of we just do. You know, like we just like in the heat of the moment, we do what we need to do. Some people like they'll scissor in the craziest positions, like the teapot and all the different techniques that everybody does, and all you're doing is just hammering your spine. You know,
Yeah.
you've
So,
really got to look after yourself.
James, you still have like residual issues. I remember you
Yeah,
saying that there will be times where I don't remember if it was going up the steps or down the steps, but
yeah,
it bothers you much more on one of
yeah,
those. Yeah.
yeah. Going downstairs is like it's crazy because like I mean I'm 30. How old am I? 37, and like I have to hold on to Joanne walking downstairs,
Yeah.
because my messages to the leg just don't work. So I have to kind of baby step downstairs, go sideways, hold on to something. So
Yeah.
that there's all kinds of things like I can't walk very far anymore. And this is from someone who's done like every sport under the sun. So I was a really active person
And a
before all this.
policeman, to say the least. I mean,
Yeah, for my sins, yes.
yeah, you had
Yeah,
to run the
but
streets, rubbing out
yeah,
crime for
total
the queen
curveball of
and
a dog
stuff.
grooming career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but yeah,
so
I mean, as
things
a
change.
yeah, I get that too. Like, as some like I not really like an athlete, but I like like lift. I used to compete lifting and stuff years ago, and and I dislocated my knee, and then I had to change. Like, I just couldn't work out it like that anymore.
Yeah,
And it is a big like change for you. It's like you have to kind of grieve that part of your life is over. Like,
yeah,
it's
it's tough.
it
Yeah, you
sound
literally go from doing everything to nothing.
yeah, and it sounds dramatic, but but it isn't though. Like, it sucks to not be able to just get up and go like a sprint. If someone's like, "Do you want to just do a sprint race?" Be like, "Well, I can't." Like, and I have to think of my like
Yeah,
knee and stuff too. Like, it's just yeah, people don't realize that, like, just kind of forgetting yourself and just getting the dog done with any job really, but specifically grooming. I think yeah, it's like people need to be aware of actually slowing down and taking care of themselves. Like, you just don't realize it until it's too late.
definitely. But the thing is, it's the smallest things that can save you as well. Like just adjusting the way you scissor. Use like people have so many problems with the wrists, so concentrate on the way that you scissor and concentrate on the way that you're using your equipment. Like get your height adjustable tables. It's little things that will save you in the long run. And it's all those things
Yeah.
that I mean, I think a lot of mine. I think even without dog grooming, something would have happened with my spine, because they've basically said I've got degenerative disc disease now, so that all the discs in my spine are just like crumbling. Um, but I don't think it will have helped.
Yeah.
But we have to really be mindful of kind of where we're going with things and seriously listen to your body, because I see so many people with so many problems.
And I do feel that when you have like a a male presence in your shop, it just seems like by nature everybody says, "Hey, can you lift that dog? Can you do this? Can you do that?" Like
Yeah.
Donnie's always lifting the heavier dogs. And this gives me like a memory. Way back in the day, there was about a 10,000-pound golden retriever on the table,
It's a
and I
TLC
didn't
show.
fully I didn't fully lift it, but, the front legs were on the grooming table, and I lifted up the back legs, and I felt that tweak. But, James,
Yeah,
I didn't have an issue for 4 days. 4 days later, I was immobile. Like, I was climbing up the staircase, dragging my body behind me, and,
And I was filming
um
it. Just kidding.
and, like and from that point, I would say once a year, I have that lower back thrown out for like, I can't even connect the dots on why it happened, but I'm sure it's
Yeah.
cumulative.
yeah,
S
definitely. I mean, the surgeon said to me that what happened, it could literally be brought on by something as small as a sneeze. So you could literally sneeze and this can happen.
Wow.
So imagine if you're lifting a dog that size, imagine the damage you could do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that was one of the things that, I'm so glad that you agreed to come on because there's just so many of us that listen, I'm very, very fortunate that my one nagging injury happens to be arthritis in my thumb joint. So arthritis in my thumb joint will flare up every now and then. But listen, I've got so many, many friends, not even my age, much younger, that already had their shoulders done, carpal tunnel, their knees are shot, their hips are shot. This is a very
Yeah,
physical job. We're standing all day long. I mean, my son Donnie actually is 34 years old, and he just last year had to have all of these veins addressed in his right leg from standing all day long, and the circulation had gone bad. So, no,
Yeah.
this is certainly not anything that is easy. And most definitely we're able to kind of, I don't know, navigate around the nagging injuries. But when you can't and something strikes like what you had, there's a whole lot of things that flash before your eyes. You already talked about, my God, I'm going to die here by myself. And if you don't even get to that thought process, what about, okay, I have rent to pay and I can't work. Am I losing my business? If I lose my business, what am I going to do? What's my plan B? Like, I don't really know what to do. And I think that is something so important that, we need to shine the spotlight on. And I just told Jay that a lot of us are so busy building a grooming business that we will not entertain a what if. We don't entertain it. We're just too busy. And Blake Hernandez, when he was at the height of his career, I don't even know what made him do this, but he actually started a second career like in unison with grooming. He opened up this candle developing business. And I was thinking, well, how in the heck do you have time to do that? That's not the issue. The issue is that he did it. Because, I mean, listen, tragedy can strike in a second. And if you're not,
this is the thing,
at least entertaining a what if, and you're blindsided by this, and you're unprepared for this, I mean, that's life ruining.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you put it into perspective, when this happened to me, I was 32 years old, and most people at 32, especially myself, was not thinking about the future.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'll be completely honest. So I didn't have a pension lined up. I didn't have savings or anything like that. I wasn't prepared for it, and we had to rely on my family to help us through, which nobody likes to do, But we didn't consider having things like, because in the UK especially, you can get things like income protection where they'll pay like a percentage of your monthly wages. Well, they may do. Sometimes they won't, but it depends on the situation. But we never thought to take that out. We never thought to take out health insurance because obviously we have the NHS here and our healthcare is free, so to speak. But I never thought about it. But then the knock-on effect of having a major injury or a major illness is the fact that you can then no longer get that cover. So then when something comes around again, which you don't think it will, but for me, like now I've got to have open heart surgery.
Whoa.
We then can't get any cover to help us for that situation because we've already been essentially screwed over by one incident. Now we're no longer insurable or coverable. So,
oh my God.
Luckily, it's just, luckily the grooming community is like really rallied around us, and there's a girl called Amber who I think she's watching on TikTok has set up like a giving page for us and stuff. Because we don't expect these things to keep hitting you,
No.
And all I would say to anyone watching that hasn't got cover, that hasn't got savings, is save, invest, look after your future, because before you know it, it's there.
So, James, what happened to you that now you need this open heart surgery? What in the world happened? I mean, you're barely recovering from your spinal situation. You're like picking up speed, you're getting back on your path, and then what?
Yeah, honestly, like I think I could write a book. Like I must have, I don't know if I can swear, but I must have really pissed someone off in a previous life because you would not expect this to happen within 5 years, So basically, I got diagnosed with ADHD. I've always had, and anyway, we finally got a diagnosis. And they wanted to try some medication. So I went for heart scan because the ADHD medication is amphetamine based, I believe.
Yeah.
So they did the scan, and I then received a text message from my doctor because we hadn't heard anything. It was like, "Oh no, you can't have the medication because you have a severe heart condition."
Oh, and
And
they
we were
didn't tell you.
like,
He's got the text message.
no.
Well, that's
I just got a text
crazy.
message like, "Oh yeah, thanks for that. Cheers." So
What?
me and Joanna crying our eyes out, thinking I'm going to die because the life expectancy is like 12 to 24 months if this condition isn't treated. And
Whoa.
it was just absolute chaos. Honestly, I was like, this cannot be happening again,
Yeah.
And it's just I've had like an amazing, last year was amazing. Like we did so many things, we saw so many places, and then boom, there you go. You're having open heart surgery. Yeah.
And
when is this expected to happen?
We find out, hopefully, fingers crossed, next week we should hopefully find out when it's going to be. I was told on the 5th of December, I met the surgeon and he basically said it'll be 4 to 6 months based on the waiting list, but hopefully it will be before then, we would imagine.
This that none of us here would about. If I had that condition in my type of medical care, would I be seen immediately? And because you have the medical situation that you do, like I'm not quite sure how they handle it in the UK, but I have heard that it is a wait. It may be free, but you have to wait.
Yeah.
So is it serious enough that if I walked in, they would say, "Girl, you need this done today"?
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you were like literally, like on death's door, then you'll be straight to the top of the queue, so to speak, with the NHS. But like the NHS, it's great, but it's underfunded, like massively. I don't want to get political, but there's been issues for years with the NHS, understaffed, underfunded. So they're struggling to cope with the amount of people that are having to use the NHS.
Okay.
We do have private healthcare here, but like for this surgery here would be about £35,000 privately.
And you have to do it privately.
We're doing public because there's nowhere we can afford.
But private you'd be able to get right in.
Okay.
Yeah. So I could ring up and they'll book you in, and it's all good. But yeah, the wages aren't a kind of relative to the costs over here. So like 35,000 for an operation is like a massive amount here.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's so wild. Yeah, we're at a time now in life where like when something happens to you, then you have to worry about how to like pay for it medically.
I don't think you guys do it. I really don't. But I am thankful that we have the system we've got, and we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I currently have 2 separate health insurance policies. It's $16,000 a year. The reason why there's 2 is because neither of them are effective enough to cover anything.
Yeah.
And
that's insane.
Yeah, so it's $16,000 a year, and I believe that that's only 80% should anything happen.
Yeah.
But I'm on, that's, I guess, what I was trying to say. Like, there is no wait list. So, in other words, if I have an issue, I could potentially have my procedure done next week.
Yeah.
If I needed one. I don't want one. I'm just saying. But, that was what I was trying to get at. Like here, yes, I'm paying for insurance, but I do have the timeliness of saying, yes, you're getting right in. And in your case, you may not be paying for it, but you're waiting for 4 to 6 months. And is that increasing any kind of risk with your condition to get worse?
Yeah, it's already getting worse. So like it's kind of weird because things that you don't notice kind of all end up being linked, you know?
Yes.
So like
Yes.
I had a cough for like over a year. Like it was just a really annoying cough, just like a dry cough. And I was like, this is so irritating. And
Yeah.
I kept going to the doctors like, why have I still got this? They kept giving me antibiotics and all this kind of thing. Anyway, long story short, turns out it's because of my heart. Because basically, like you have three valves in one of the chambers in your heart, and basically I've only got one that's working properly. So the blood's going back into my heart, which is making it work really, really hard. And the cough was as a result of this. But as we've kind of gone on, so this all started kind of like July time last year, sorry,
Yeah.
with the tests and everything. And then it's just got progressively worse. So like end of December, I was in hospital, chest pains, ambulance, all that kind of thing, out of breath, extremely tired, cold all the time. I feel like I'm like about 150 years old right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And your
what can you do?
diagnosis was the beginning of December?
Yeah, so the diagnosis came like I'd probably say November time, but the tests were like it was like 3 months of tests, kind of not
Okay.
knowing anything. And then I got the news in December that it was, yeah, you're gonna have to have surgery. So essentially, the surgeon said this is a survival operation. You have to have this surgery. There's no other option.
Well, I mean, that's the way a lot of things happen, right? You think you're doing one thing or going for one thing and they uncover another. So it's like a
Yeah,
blessing and a curse. Like, oh my God, thank
yeah,
God they found this. But at the same time, now you're dealing with a whole other set of problems that you didn't even see coming. Um,
yeah.
and what would the recovery from this surgery be like? Are you going to be out of work like for a very long time? Can you pick up grooming again? Do you even want to? Like, where is this going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of at a stage now where like I've been really happy with kind of what I've achieved and what we've done in the grooming world.
Yes.
But like it's going to be awful not being a part of it because once I have the surgery, it's going to be like at least 3 months of recovery and no working. So like I won't even be able to lift like a bag of sugar, you know.
Yes.
They're essentially just going to crack me open and yeah, then staple and stitch everything back together. So yeah, I'm going to be out of work for 3 months at least, and then it'll be a case of kind of trying to ease myself back into it. Um, and I am going to miss it, because it is literally it's what I do.
Yeah.
Competing, traveling, seminars, webinars. It's our entire life. Is working around grooming. So yeah, it's going to be pretty rough. Yeah, so the business is going to have to close, and then obviously that adds in the kind of fear of like, what if all my customers leave, and all those kind of things. So it has a massive knock-on effect, but we're trying to stay positive as much as we can.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can. I mean, is you seem like you are staying pretty positive too, but I mean, like I'm getting like a or I don't know if you're spiritual at all or anything, but I'm getting like an or like kind of like an orangey red green color from you. You're giving Christmas. And so that usually means someone who's kind of like green is definitely going through a change. So that's what's happening right now with you. But the orange is like or red, and it can also see like someone who has like innocence or like kind of like joy for life still, and like kind of like that's what I'm seeing. So it's I still see like your hope there. Like your aura is still giving your like
Yeah,
hopeful soul self.
definitely,
James,
yeah. It's just
I don't know if you know what just happened, but Jay sees people's color. So, like,
okay. Yeah.
when he meets somebody, there's a color scheme that he sees. And I don't think he told you what he was when he started
Oh,
spouting
sorry.
off colors, what it meant.
It just flew out.
So
I had an
he,
idea. Joe's very spiritual. She's into all that kind of thing as well.
Oh,
okay.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what just happened here. Um, And it's so far everybody that he sees, it's like been amazing. Everybody who comes on the podcast, everybody that he meets when we're at shows or whatever, he sees this great color scheme. So I'm sorry that I interrupted, but I didn't know if James knew what was going on with
Oh,
the
don't
colors.
worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I like it. I'll take it. I am hopeful, you know. It's all we can be. I mean, it's when things get scary, you know, it's hard to kind of get past them.
Yeah.
But obviously I have Joanne, who's like literally don't know what I'd do without her, if I'm being honest. She's kind of getting me through everything, you know, trying not to let me get too down and, you know, focus on things too much. And yeah, we're trying, you know, and I just keep saying to myself, you know, after the surgery, I should be feeling better and we can just go at it again. We can pick up right where we left off, hopefully, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's where, yeah, you want to just get right back into it. But yeah, it's definitely going to be different going into this like break you're going to have of like no grooming and stuff and finding like I was just talking to like Rachel Clant about this, like finding like hobbies outside of grooming, because like when you get so consumed with one thing, then you can either get burnt out, or if you can't do that thing, then there's like, you feel like there's nothing left. That's also, but you can look at it in the positive way of being like, well, this is a new opportunity to find other things that I really enjoy while I can't groom.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of hard because we don't really know what to expect with the recovery.
Yeah.
We get like a little booklet that says, you know, this is what's going to happen to you and da 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 da. But it doesn't prepare you mentally for like what's going to be the new kind of normal, I guess, or the new reality. So yeah, it's kind of going into the unexpected, into the unknown. We'll find something for me to do, I'm sure. I
No,
think
you
that's going to be
will.
the hardest thing for us is keeping my mind occupied.
You will. I'll tell you both a quick story that, as most of you know, my husband is a retired professional athlete. He played Major League Baseball for 9 years. Now, when you are a professional athlete, you do nothing else because you need laser focus to be successful every day because somebody is right here ready to take your job. So like every day
Yeah.
your focus is like, you know, it's laser focused to make sure that you succeed and do the best you can. But in professional sports, you can control your success to a point. And that point is when someone else who calls the shots decides they don't want you anymore. So my husband at 36 was told, by the way, you're done. And,
Wow.
you know, his body and his mind and his trajectory was still in that laser focus with nothing else because you can't have anything else. So he was forced to retire at 36, which is kind of the prime of your life. There wasn't anything wrong with him. He didn't have an illness, he didn't have an injury. And the strangest things, like to see how he was trying to digest this forced retirement, when I think back on how painful that was for him, like he would get on a bike, ride the bike 15 miles to a pond, and go fishing for hours. So he would be gone for 12, 13, 14, 15 hours by himself fishing. Now, you would say, oh, the poor guy. But the part of the story that's missing is I was home with 5 kids. And I'm like, whoa, that's a nice idea. But you're forgetting something. But we did have to go to counseling because it was such a shift in everything that we had ever known. And there was such a deep depression that as a man at that point in time, that wasn't welcome in like manhood, I guess. Like you just bury everything, keep it buried and go fishing.
Yeah.
So, you know, and again, it's just one more story of being forcibly shoved from, you know, something that you've worked very hard for. And it's
Yeah.
simply not easy. But that's where community comes in, family comes in, husbands, wives, moms, dads, whatever. And, if you have to lean into that, that's what everybody's there for.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it's going to be a complete 360 on life
Yeah.
itself, which is, I think that's going to be the hardest thing is trying to adjust to that new way of things being. Well,
Yes.
obviously just during the recovery, and we've
Yeah.
done it once, so there's no reason we can't do it again, you know.
And there's so many
You know,
cool things that just kind of, they just sit outside of our life, which, you know, the grooming world is big, but it's not. It's
no,
big to us, but it's really, in the whole grand scheme of things, it's a small industry. And there's so many great, beautiful things that sit right outside of, the grooming world and our individual worlds, right?
yeah,
So I think that you are going to, like, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, this is going to be really difficult, but I also think it's going to be an amazing experience.
I do. I do. I mean, like the support that we've been shown, like in the last sort of month or two, has been like insane. Like I can't thank people enough for the amount of support that we've had, and we weren't expecting so much kind of love and backing and loyalty, I guess, from people. Like some people that we've never even met. We don't know who these people are, some of them, and they're donating, they're joining the webinars, and they're giving parts of themselves to us to help us out. And I just think
Yeah.
that's a crazy thing to happen from all over the world. We've had people from Denmark, Australia, America, Canada, New Zealand, and it just blows my mind that this community can come together and support one person in that way. I just think it's a pretty special thing, and it's a pretty special community. And I know people say that there's a darker side to it, and there's all the bitchiness and all that kind of thing, but I've seen a lot more positives recently that have kind of really restored my faith in humanity, because the world's a kind of weird place at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been incredible to see. And we can't thank people enough. We really can't.
Yeah, I mean that is really inspiring to see too, and to because like this community is great. Like we really, because we're all very like empathetic people, and so I think it takes a specific like breed of person to be like a dog groomer, and especially someone who's so dedicated in the industry, that it is really cool that people saw that. But I don't, if you're interested, I've been doing like a tarot card pull on you while we're talking, if you want to hear any of that. But Jane, did you have something to say?
No. All I was going to say is I disappeared for a minute because I smelled smoke, and I had like a space heater on in Donnie's house. I almost set his house on fire. A little
It's me.
levity on such a
I'm bringing
deep
the bad luck.
subject.
Bringing the fire, just bringing the flame.
My God, this is like a really important podcast, and I have to go and like turn off the space heater that's setting Donnie's house on
Jane,
fire.
it must be me. Like when I was in the police, right? I had a nickname, and they used to call me a shit magnet, because if something went wrong, I'd be right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
God.
that makes sense. People with like orange auras, I've noticed that they can kind of, not meaning to, but they're fall into a messes when they don't mean
Like,
to.
not again.
Okay, yeah. So the first card I pull for you really represents the Hangman. So that kind of represents exactly where you are right now. Wait, you can't see us, right? Or can you?
I can just about
Just
see,
barely.
yeah.
Okay. Well, the Hangman represents kind of a state of pause, not knowing, like exactly kind of what you described, like where you are right now. You're not exactly sure what's going to happen, like with the surgery, what's happening there. Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. Is there like a third person that like completes like a three, like you and your wife have like a third person that is like really close to you? Maybe not. I could be reading
I
that
would say
wrong.
my mum is usually like the other person. She's
Okay.
always here.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, that could make sense. And then, like, okay, so I'm seeing here that you're like, you guys are gonna come together in this. And okay, King of Pentacles reverse. So you're gonna feel your finances are gonna feel scary, out of whack, for a little bit. But then I pulled Six of Pentacles, which is means like helping out, charity, and stuff like that. Whether or not like you're gonna get help for that,
Wow.
or you're going to. But then I also like pulled Justice with that. So it's almost like, to me, I'm seeing like the reverse of Pentacle, like King of Pentacles. You're gonna, it's almost like, yeah, like you'll lose one form of income, but it's gonna balance itself out to another way. And I pulled Queen of Swords here, which this might represent your mom. 'Cause Swords is kind of like, but Swords is like our thoughts and the air sign. And so Queen of Swords is representing, you have a lot of like feminine energy that's helping you. I don't know if it's from this side or the other side, but there's a lot of feminine energy that's like backing you. With this and and then Eight of Pentacles. So then I pulled Eight of Pentacles here. So this is literally, if you can see this card, this is you like building back up your wealth. So this is, I think, not even wealth. It could just mean
Wow.
skills, everything. So that's gonna signify. Okay, so we're a little into the future here. I think I'm like I'm not that far ahead. Just probably not even a year or so ahead. So then,
Crazy.
okay, so you're gonna be building up your strength here. I did pull the Hermit card, so you're gonna feel. Like out of place, kind of like self-doubt. You're gonna feel like isolated and stuff, but you're realizing that there's gonna be like self-doubt. Maybe you're gonna be like, I can't do this, but you're like, you need to push through that, because you're gonna the moon reverse is gonna show up. That means you're breaking out of your mental prison. So don't let yourself fall into any traps of like, oh no, I can't do this or whatever. Which I don't think you really have that positivity of anyway, but I think the moon reverse here is just signifying that you're gonna be physically coming out of that. You're feeling like a hermit. And then I pulled the Fool in reverse. So the Fool in reverse is really interesting. So the Fool is kind of can represent like a new beginning. This is pulled in reverse, and it can represent like being new to something. In our industry, a baby groomer would be like the Fool. And but this is reverse. So this is you kind of like, it's almost like you're coming back into it, but like a new beginning, but with all of your wisdom or knowledge. So, and then I pulled King of Swords. Oh, and then the devil reversed, and King of Swords upside down. So then it looks like there's definitely going to be teaching, and okay. So then I guess there's going to be more seminars for you. Like I think there's going to be like different.
I hope so.
There's going to be different avenues of where you used to think you gained your value from, and you're going to start gaining value from different places. And
of course,
that makes sense.
The devil reverse too is that if you have any bad habits, you're going to be coming out of them. And
that's so crazy, because like Joanna's completely changed my lifestyle, like the way I eat, what I drink, everything. She's just literally gone, right, we're doing this. We're kicking all the bad habits. So that's mad that you've just said that.
Okay. So then that's
pretty impressive.
Okay, yeah. So then that's the Knight. So that's the Knight of Cups and the Devil. So that's something that's signifying her coming in like right in off the bat and being like, hey, like this is just we're shifting it. It's up like everything's just like popped on its head, like boop, new beginning, Page of Cups too. So then you're gonna basically you're gonna have to reevaluate what fills your cup, what gives you purpose. Not completely, it's just gonna look different. It's gonna be like in a different lens. But I don't see any negativity here. I don't like I don't see any negativity except for like in like it's just being like it could like in your own head. So it's like the path is set for you well, and you're set, like you're good. It's just there, as long as you just stay like mentally okay and just have like faith that your higher self knows what's happening, it's going to be good. with all that feminine energy. Lean into the feminine energy. Feminine energy, I don't know. I don't know why I'm pulling that. You might have a daughter at some point. I don't know. Okay, and that's it. Then my reading's done.
Don't scare me like that.
Sorry.
Thank you for that. It's pretty insightful. I love that. And Joanne will have been watching that, nodding her head the whole way through.
Yes. Okay.
She was saying amazing. That is really, oh my God, James, again, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I miss you guys terribly. I wish we were closer. I missed you the last time that I came into town, but I will not miss you when we come into town in September. And if ever you find yourself at, in this neck of the woods, you need to reach out to me because I would be so happy to have you.
Without doubt, I'm hopefully with you in September.
Yes, and I love you, Joanne. It's so nice to have you in the chat.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet both of you, and like your energy is inspiring.
Oh, thank you. I try my best.
Yeah. And I usually really like orange colored people, and so I see that in like you. At first I thought it was like red, but no, it's definitely like an orange green, and so that means like you. If you do you ever get like random bouts of anxiety out of nowhere, like you're sitting there and all of a sudden you feel like your heart's gonna pop out of your chest? Just focus on that, because that might actually be like spirit connecting to you, because like with the lighter colors like oranges, you guys can kind of connect to the other side pretty easily. So if you're ever interested in that, just pay attention to it. Just be mindful and be like, wait, why am I feeling this way? And if you might see signs and stuff.
Well, Joanne actually mentioned before that James has been told that he's clairvoyant. Joanne actually mentioned that in the back in the past messages.
Yeah, I've been told before that I've got some kind of connection. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I can like sense certain things sometimes. When you just know something's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just kind of get it sometimes.
And so what I think that is that like you're just close to your soul family, which means like your soul could have lived a lot of lives and you're getting close to like eventually moving on from like reincarnating here. Also, it could mean like when you're getting those, it's not necessarily seeing the future. I guess yes, to us it would be seeing the future, but it's like every like reality and like all of time has already happened and we're just like witnessing it now. So you might just be popping into another reality you that witnessed what already happened but didn't happen yet for us.
That's crazy, but I get it. Yeah. Cool.
But
thank you very much for having me. It's been really good to talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully I haven't depressed everyone. That's the thing I'm worried about.
No,
it's so inspiring. The message is so important. And I can't wait till, Jay has this podcast on like several different platforms and we get a lot of listeners post live. And Jay actually gets a lot of messages about the podcast. So it's so extremely important. And if you would be so kind as to pop back on with us, in the future, just to let us know what's going on, how this whole journey went for you. I mean, it would just be so good for everyone who listens to it.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to. Without a doubt, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I love you, James, and I can't wait to see you.
Love you too.
We'll let you go, but I think I have really positive vibes I see in your future. So.
And I love you, Joanne.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to bed now.
Okay.
Bye-bye, honey.
Bye.
See you. Bye. Bye.
I don't know how to hang you up. You can just hang. There we go. All right. Oh, he was so nice. Love.
I know.
Yes. Oh yeah, Joanne's still in here. Bye. Yeah, so I'm excited to meet you guys. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I mean, that is so important. I mean, and for me, like, my takeaway too is that I want to go get an x-ray on my back. I want to make sure that's not happening to me.
You know what? Isn't that so strange, Jay? Like, because I'm a big believer that there's no coinkydinks. There's
No.
no coincidence.
No.
And here he's telling you this story, and you're like, okay. I will tell
Yeah.
you that my son had a very similar thing where he was dragging his leg and everything, and he ended up getting a spinal tap because he had an inflammatory situation in a vertebrae. So,
Yeah.
and the same thing that what you're talking about, and they gave him a spinal tap, and I actually think it had to be repeated, but it rectified itself. And what James was talking about, like where his disc actually like or his spine like shot forward, and here he is being propped up in the hallway of the hospital, like, oh my God.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh, Michelle's in the chat. She says, I have a funny story to tell you.
Pop her on.
Do you want to come on and tell us? Is this a podcast story or a later story? I love when Michelle pops in. But yeah, I mean, that is just, yeah, it's something that you have to, I mean, I definitely like have been, I've been going to the chiropractor, but I haven't got like an x-ray to see because it's been feeling better, but this kind of makes me want to go get it checked out. I can invite you. Hold on.
So the tech that checked me in, it, like literally was like 25 years old. The tech that checked me in at the vet, he reminded me so much of you.
Oh.
And so I'm like taking it off, and he's like, "Oh my God, I love your tattoos." I'm like, just talking about having the best time ever, and then he said something so funny, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I love you." It was so sweet. So that like I'm like, "Oh my God, you might be my friend," and like we were just laughing and having a good time, and then I bust out and tell him that I love him.
Yeah. It's like it. Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, just when you love people, just tell them you love them, even if they're strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, I never really got to tell you this, but I've said it a million times on this podcast, how your interview with Jay impacted my life so hard because of something you said. And you were basically like, I don't really care what everybody else is doing. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I don't feel the need to jump from show to show to show to show. I like being in my home. I
Yeah.
like being with my family. I like being at my shop. And I don't feel the need to do, you know, what everybody else does. And I thought that that was such an important message for everybody to hear. Because I think what happens on social media is there's this nice curated like life that everybody sees, like, oh, competing, oh, I won, oh, every dog is beautiful, oh, this, oh, that. But what's behind the scenes is that's a lot of fucking work.
It's so much work.
Yeah.
I like you're getting up at 3
I'm just not
a.m.
willing to do all that.
No, but the FOMO goes so hard for a lot of people. And I think that they end up extending themselves financially, emotionally, everything, just to like kind of stay in that circuit that could come at a great personal cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I wanted to at first. Like, I wanted to go to all the shows. And I did. I did go to a whole bunch of them, but not a whole bunch, several. But now I'm like, God, I just can't afford it, and I'm just giving so much of my time, here, like online and making videos and everything. I just feel like I don't know. I can only spread myself so thin,
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to pee your pants? So your girl here, Jane, I was like living the life of Peter Pan. And one year I went to every show with my son Donovan. We're like leaving the shop. Oh, we're going to another show. We're going to another show. Well, while we were busy Peter Panning, Donnie forgets to pay one of our like quarterly taxes. And when it came around that we forgot and they finally caught up to us and the penalties, it was $15,000
Oh my God. Yeah.
that we spent
So
at the shows dicking around.
Having fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're fun.
yeah.
And I have a ton of respect for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know how hard those people work, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do everything, I guess, is part of what I wanted people to take away with that too, is that you don't have to do
I
it. You know,
took
if
away that
you're happy being a
precisely.
pet groomer,
Yeah.
it's okay, you know?
Yeah. Like, we're too busy finding the perfect wig for our next collab. 'Cause
Oh my God, I can't wait.
yeah.
No, but I wanted to tell you that sometimes you don't really realize, like, just kind of a, an offhand comment or a conversation, how it can impact somebody. And it was something that really struck a chord with me because believe me, I fell victim to that. I gotta go, I gotta do, I gotta go, I gotta do. And then I found myself paying that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot. It's a lot to flying all over the country. And again, if you're really into competitive grooming, that's amazing. Like I said, I have a ton of respect for it. I think it's really cool. I know how much work it is, and that's part of the reason why I probably don't want to dive into it because I'm so competitive that like I would be like I'm all or nothing. I'm very much like that. So,
Yeah.
but now I'm older and I'm a little more lazy, so I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. I actually did it twice. I did it when my children were young, and it was a epic fail because every time I would, jump into the ring, who got sick, who forgot the report, who got arrested, whatever.
Yeah.
So like I would be elsewhere and
With
my
5
kids were really
someone's gonna get
suffering.
arrested.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, I didn't compete for like 8 years, maybe 10. And then when I went back in, it was time to like really enjoy it and settle in. And I did it again very briefly, like 2 years. And then I was like, okay, I filled my cup and I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to know that too.
Me and Amy Lee do we do a podcast too. And we just talk a lot about just like real stuff, just being a pet groomer, and some people are really happy doing that. Your grooms don't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to it. I just groomed a 17-year-old Shih Tzu, and I made a little video, and like
Oh
in
yeah,
the video
yeah,
I said like it's just not to be perfect. It's okay. Like she's 17. She can spicy trying to bite my clippers, and that's okay.
Wait, we'll just stop. I'm like, wait, no, you go.
I was gonna say we're all inspiring to just do a good job for animals and make them comfortable and then be happy and be able to pay our bills and our taxes.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
I also made the comment that it was just an observation. I don't really know how you feel about it. It was about you again. But I said, Michelle had already had a successful first career as a dental hygienist. And I know what goes into that, not from me, but from, very close family friends. So like that's a really like deep career choice. You're talking about, honestly, a form of medical school to even step foot into, career. And so my observation was for people who get into grooming as a second career, they're able to put things in perspective easier. Like, it's nice, and I would like to go to all the shows, but I can't. I'm happy doing my pets and staying with my family and making my videos. I don't have to do everything. So I don't really know if I was correct by saying that. Like, your other career, you hit like a very successful point, and now you're at another career and you're at a successful point, but you can kind of like cherry pick what works for you quicker than say somebody who's 20 just getting into this and feeling like they've got to follow a certain path at a certain pace to succeed.
Yeah.
Hygiene school was hard. I mean, that was hard. And when I got my board results, I just sat downstairs and cried and cried. I mean, I couldn't believe it was over. That's how difficult that was. And I think that's why I did it for so long, because I felt like I worked so hard for it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know when I started out grooming if this was going to work. I didn't know if I was going to make enough money. I didn't know if I was going to be really good at it. But man, I was going to give all I had because I really wanted it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and so, it's so cool.
As far as like competing and all that stuff, I'm like, God, I already did like so much of like that type of like certification and just, you know, I've been through all that, and I'm just like, it's okay, like, good for you. You know, like I like watching other people do it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because like your second career too. So this is more of like, this is literally, I'm doing like what I'm passionate about. And so like, so it's different than, like trying to like prove yourself. And plus just you like just going viral online. It's like, cause you probably never thought you would be like essentially a comedian at this point.
That's
so weird.
That's her real specialty, comedy. And somehow we slid dog grooming into it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how it works.
I loved it. I was talking to Marcia the other day, and I told her that I'd like to groom like 10 dogs a week and then just make funny videos with like those dogs and make funny videos. Like that would be my dream.
Yeah. I
mean, listen, I'm wishing that, you know, this podcast takes off and makes us $1 million, so I can just do one dog a week that I really feel like doing.
Well, I'm just hoping that all of our podcasts just do enough to like just for passive income, and then you know what I mean. Then just like it doesn't have to make me a millionaire, but it'd be nice to just have that of like to live off that, and then everything extra.
I mean, honestly, this is so easy in comparison to struggling with that 17-year-old Shih Tzu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I know. Hard. Grooming's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah, I mean, it's but it's just something that like, we all were kind of like destined to do, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm like the Nick Fury pulling together the Avengers lineup, and they're all coming on my podcast, and you guys are welcome. And I'm kidding. Sorry, what?
Well, I wish you could have met this vet tech today. It was just so funny. Like, he's just talking, and he was just, like, had all these one-liners.
Oh, boy.
He's like, at one point, he was like...
Well, I do work there.
He's like, that's why I'm on medication. Like, he just said all these, like, silly...
Sometimes it takes
And I was just cracking up laughing with him, and then I was like, I just bust out and tell him I love him. Like, this 46-year-old woman telling this 20-something-year-old kid that I love him, you know? And he's just like, oh!
That's so great. I mean, he loved it. That's what we live for. If he's any type of like a sassy gay like me, that's what we want.
You know, Michelle, I actually have to re-listen to the podcast to like catch on to some of Jay's jokes. They're fast, they're furious, and sometimes it's like, whoop. And then when I re-listen, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, how did I miss that? Well,
because you're not chronically online.
I like to make the videos and send them to him, and then just see what response he's going to come up with.
Yes, it's so fun. I love when we play back and forth. It's so great.
Yeah.
But we can let you go if you were in the middle of doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym and try to be a productive member of society.
And try to avoid back injuries by working out. Like, I definitely am an advocate for dog groomers, like exercising. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and I just when I saw James was on your podcast, I was like, oh my gosh, I love him. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, love it. I'm going to have to sign up for his webinar for sure.
Yeah. All right. We'll let you go.
Bye, Michelle.
All right.
Thanks
You guys have a great
on.
Bye.
It was so good to talk with you. Bye, guys.
I'm going to go and rest my weary bones. I'm still like trying to, you know, fully recover from this stupid shit that I have. I don't even know what it is, but I'm just going to take it easy for the rest of the night.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, and one person said, hey, do you have any advice for burnout? Burnout is just make sure you have hobbies and stuff you enjoy outside of grooming, and try to
listen to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast. And also not just kind of not take yourself too seriously with it sometimes like detach from being so emotionally invested in the dogs, because a lot of times too, like not the dogs, but we get emotionally invested in the business, and when someone complains, that really makes us freak out, and that can really affect burnout. So just having good boundaries with your job and yourself.
Who was the groomer that just asked about that? I can't really see it.
Zoe Eccles, I think.
So Zoe, I'm thinking probably, well, this Sunday we're going to have Crystal's fur babies on. We're
Love.
going to be talking about. She always finds herself in the hot seat regarding dematting dogs and stuff like that. So we're going to have her this Sunday. But I do believe next Sunday we're going to have the one and only Sasha Reese. And
Yeah.
Sasha Reese is going to address all of your concerns. He is almost like a guru regarding like groomers and how they find themselves in the position of burnout, of like, not being successful or being too successful. Because believe it or not, being too successful is a problem. Because, Jay, he always says if somebody is that focused and they're like so successful and they're at the apex of their career,
Yeah.
a lot of the rest of their life is out of balance.
That is true for me. And like I'm trying to work on it though, balancing my life, but I am at the apex of my career.
Oh, so everything's all out of balance. It's just like a merry-go-round. Yeah. Well, I think that everybody would benefit from hearing his words of wisdom. And he's going to give us absolutely some, good skills to keep us all centered and balanced and happy and fulfilled.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stay tuned. And and I'm going to be I think I'm recording with Rachel Glenn like about an hour, and we're going to be talking some Taylor Swiftie. So I don't know if I'm going live with that. So I might be back on here live, but we'll catch you guys later this Sunday with more Call Her Mother. Bye.